This is the Bush Whisperer coming at you from the most beautiful penguin sanctuary, the southern tip of Africa, Simonstown, Cape Agulhas, Cape Town. Is time ever lost? And what do we lose when we rush? Are we losing time? This is a short video about time and how we can't lose time. We tend to want to run around rushing. We call it the hustle and bustle of life. And it's so easy to lose oneself in this process, running after what it is we think we need. And generally we're running after money. That's why we rush. And the word rush is, well, it's rush. Consider what the word rush means. When you rush, there's a rush of energy. There's a rush, a flow of impulses. A rush, a flow of information. A rushing river. So it's almost as if we force time to flow faster when we rush. And in the process of rushing, we actually miss a lot of what's going on around us. We actually lose time when we rush, apparently. And so we can understand that to take your time, the words take your time, is to take it, not to lose it. To use all the time at your disposal is to take your time, to claim it. It's your time. You're not going to allow it to rush by while you're in a rush. And so we've come across sayings like more haste, less speed. What is the fundamental truth being expressed in this little parable? Do like and share this video. Do hit the bell, the notifications, so others can see this. It helps with the YouTube algorithm systems. And realize that every time that you rush, you leave yourself behind. Because rushing means that we leave behind the rational continuity and the flow of time. For time is actually rational. And when we rush, we become highly irrational. We don't think. We tend to make mistakes. We tend to get confused easily when we're in a rush. We always miss vital pieces of information. And we have accidents. You can consider accidents to be very much a product of rushing. And when you rush around a lot, you find that when you're not rushing, you might go into a daze. Have you noticed that? There's a continuity being expressed. The habit of not being conscious, the habit of not being aware, the habit of not taking your time and enjoying and using all the time you have at your disposal is what creates this and facilitates this. So if you have a habit of rushing, you have a habit of being unconscious. And even when you're not rushing, that unconsciousness will become a reflection of where you're at. And so you will find yourself zoning out into a dream state. And I have nothing against daydreaming. I think it's a very powerful practice. Though it should be coordinated and chosen. It shouldn't just happen unbidden. And so recognize and realize that every time you rush, firstly, you're exploiting your own consciousness field. You're depleting your energy reservoir. I love you more than anything. Go and use the toilet. I will be here. And recognize and realize that the process of rushing is the process of leaving behind a fundamental aspect of your consciousness field, the awareness. And so it's like a sellout in a way, if you want to think of it in such terms, that we drop our awareness in order to get what it is that we think we want in the short term. We need to get somewhere quickly, so we rush. But because we're rushing, we waste so much time. So we don't actually end up getting there that much quicker than if we weren't rushing. If we were to just carefully, strategically go towards our goal and take our time moving towards our goal, we would get there in either the same amount of time or less. And so rushing is not just a loss of the awareness field, but it's a loss of action, because it's wasted action. The economy of action is proliferated. It's gone. It's sold. We're selling out. Instead of embracing the reality that we're in and taking our time and flowing like water towards our goals, we tend to think that rushing towards our goal is going to get us there. And this is a really fundamentally bad attitude, because then we start to treat information in the same way. Have you noticed how people are always in a hurry to get to the bottom line? Always in a hurry to know what's the point? And so the journey of knowledge, the journey of information seems irrelevant. They just want to rush off to get to the point. And so they never really understand anything, because understanding is not something that comes from rushing. And understanding is true power. Understanding is the way in which we can manipulate the factors to get what we want. So if we're not understanding what's happening, then we're throwing away our proverbial personal power in order to get a quick fix, or so we think, which we don't even get in the end. So recognizing this is fundamental to understanding that rushing is a squandering of time. It's also a squandering of life force. And it doesn't do anything good for you, and nor will it get you to your goal any faster. In fact, it will probably inhibit you. It will probably hold you back, and it will probably make you more late. Because every time I've rushed, give you an example. In a rush to get out the front door, have you got your keys? Oh no, you have to go back and fetch your keys. Rushing back to find your keys, you're in a rush. Where did I put my keys? Are they over here, over there, over there? Hesitation, delay. You think you're moving faster and you think you're getting somewhere faster, but you're not. Had you been carefully calculating every movement ahead of time and just being aware and focused on what you're doing, you would not have forgotten your keys. You would not have had to have thought about where your keys were. You would have gone straight to the door, put the key in the door and walked out. But you wouldn't have been moving fast. You would have been conserving your life force, conserving your energy, and in the process, generating an attitude towards the conservation. And then you would treat information and learning in the same way. You'd be systematic about how you integrate information into your information field. You wouldn't just be random, looking for the fundamental point that seems to make sense in a quick rush and put it back into the proverbial box of information and forget about it as if it never existed. This would not be a part of the way in which you would behave. So it's fundamentally important to understand and recognize that this process of rushing is really, 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 really a big problem. It's really a big issue, and we can lose ourselves completely in the process of running around in circles like a dog chasing its tail. So recognize that more haste does mean less speed. That if one's really interested in getting to one's goal, one will achieve one's goals far more readily if one doesn't rush, if one's able to move with consistency, with balance and with harmony. That's when one will be able to find the equanimity that one seeks in order to be able to achieve. Life is not a race. Life is about being present. Do like and share this video, and don't forget to subscribe so you get the daily uploads. This is the Bush Whisperer coming at you from the beautiful Penguin Sanctuary. Don't race, don't rush, enjoy life, take your time, and find that there will be more time available because you will have taken your time. You won't have lost it. Om Shanti.